Are you looking for the best business laptops? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best business laptops on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. HP OmniBook Ultra Flip 14. The best business laptop we've tested is the HP OmniBook Ultra Flip 14, 2024. This 2-in-1 convertible is among the most premium feeling and well-built laptops you can find in the Windows world. Its compact design makes it easy to carry around, and its battery lasts easily through a typical 8-hour workday. Featuring Intel's Lunar Lake processors, it can easily power through productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, spreadsheets, and presentations. Plus, since this is a 2-in-1 with pen input support, you can use it as a tablet, take handwritten notes, draw, or set it in tent mode for media consumption. Speaking of media consumption, this device delivers an amazing viewing experience, as it sports a sharp and colorful OLED display. Of course, there are downsides to consider when it comes to OLEDs, like their risk of permanent burn-in and flicker. The latter can bother people sensitive to flickering, causing eye strain. Other aspects that make this laptop amazing to work on are its tactile keyboard, haptic touchpad, and excellent 4K webcam. There's a fingerprint sensor and facial recognition camera for added security and quick logins. Its port selection is decent, though there's no USB-A or HDMI port, so you might need to carry a dongle or dock. Number 2. Acer Swift Go 14. Our mid-range pick is the Acer Swift Go 14, 2024. This thin and light 14-inch model offers many features that are normally found on higher-end devices. One standout feature at this price point is the display options. You can choose between an FHD plus IPS or a 2.8K OLED panel for the display. The OLED display is sharper and better suited for color-critical work, which is great for small businesses that need to do some light photo editing. Just remember that OLEDs are susceptible to permanent burn-in and will drain the battery faster. As for performance, it features Intel Meteor Lake CPUs, which are powerful enough to handle fairly demanding tasks. You can get up to 32 GB of RAM and 2 TB of storage, though only the latter is user replaceable. This laptop feels very well built despite having a little more plastic in its construction than premium models like the HP OmniBook Ultra Flip 14, 2024, above. It has a spacious, albeit slightly mushy keyboard, a large and responsive touchpad, a 1080p webcam with facial recognition support, and a wide port selection that includes 2 Thunderbolt 4s and an HDMI. Its battery life is excellent at around 11 hours of light use. You can charge the laptop via USB-C. Number 3. ASUS Vivobook 16M1605. The best laptop for business we've tested for when you're shopping on a budget is the ASUS Vivobook 16M1605, 2023. This ultra-portable feels well built for the price and isn't overly bulky for a 16-inch device, so it's still easy to carry around. You can get this laptop with an AMD Ryzen 5 or Ryzen 7 CPU, which are more than adequate to handle general productivity tasks. As for the RAM, it has 8 GB soldered onto the motherboard in a SODIMM slot, so if you can't find a model with 16 GB, you can always get an 8 GB model and upgrade it yourself. Its battery life is okay at around 8 hours of light use, which means you may need a quick charge to get through a typical workday, depending on your usage. This model delivers a pretty good user experience overall. It has a spacious full-size keyboard with a numpad, which is handy for those working with lots of numbers, as well as a large and responsive touchpad. You get Wi-Fi 6E wireless connectivity, a fingerprint sensor for quick logins, and a decent port selection with 3 USB-As, a USB-C, and an HDMI. Unfortunately, the USB-C doesn't support video output, so you'll have to use the HDMI port to connect an external display. The main drawback of this laptop is the display. Its 1080p resolution looks reasonably sharp at this screen size, however, it's quite dim at around 250 candelas per square meter of brightness, so visibility may be an issue in well-lit rooms. It also looks washed out due to its narrow color gamut. Number 4. Apple MacBook Pro 14. For people needing to do a bit of everything, including graphic design, photo editing, and video editing, get the M4 Apple MacBook Pro 14, 2024, one of the best laptops for small business we've tested. This premium 14-inch workstation packs a ridiculous amount of processing power and can handle nearly anything you throw at it. Its 120Hz mini LED display provides good visibility in well-lit settings and is color-accurate out of the box, making it suitable for color-critical work. In addition to better performance, this M4 generation comes with a few other upgrades and new features, including an optional nanotexture finish to combat glare, a 12MP webcam with center stage support, and Thunderbolt 5, Pro and Max models. On the Windows side, we recommend the Lenovo ThinkPad P1 Gen 7, 2024. This is also a premium workstation laptop that can handle intensive workloads. It features a 16-inch display, Lenovo's beloved keyboard and trackpoint, a huge haptic touchpad, and an excellent 1440p webcam. While its Intel Meteor Lake processors can't quite keep up with a maxed-out MacBook Pro and CPU workloads, you can get more raw GPU performance if you go with one of the higher-end GPUs, like the NVIDIA RTX 80 Generation 3000 or RTX 4070. You can only get up to 64GB of RAM, whereas the MacBook Pro is configurable with up to 128GB. However, the RAM is user replaceable, allowing you to add up to 96GB. Unfortunately, its battery life isn't as good as the MacBook Pros, and none of the available displays get as bright to combat glare. Number 5. Microsoft Surface Pro 2-in-1 Laptop. If you want a versatile work device that you can also use as a tablet for media consumption, get the Microsoft Surface Pro 11th Edition, 2024, one of the best laptops for business and personal use we've tested. Unlike our top pick, the HP OmniBook Ultra Flip 14, 2024, this is a tablet PC with a detachable keyboard. Removing the keyboard makes the device easier to hold as a tablet and takes up less space on a table. The downside is that it's a bit more unstable when using it as a laptop on your lap. The new Flex keyboard feels spacious and comfortable, and it now works even when disconnected from the device, giving you more flexibility to position the tablet to your liking. It also has a new haptic touchpad that's larger and easier to use. Unfortunately, the keyboard is still a separate purchase, the same goes for the stylus. An important consideration for business use is this tablet uses an ARM processor. The Snapdragon chips are more than adequate to handle general productivity tasks, and they're quite power efficient, giving you an all-day battery life. That said, make sure that the apps you use are compatible or run well enough through Microsoft's Prism emulation layer to get your work done. Regarding the display, the Snapdragon X Plus model sports an IPS panel, while the X Elite models come with an OLED panel. While the OLED display will give you deeper blacks, it exhibits the screen door effect, a grid-like pattern that some may find distracting. Also, remember that OLEDs are susceptible to permanent burn-in. Other than that, this is a great device overall.